Hook. What if I told you that AI just discovered a treatment for sickle cell disease that would never have been found by humans? And the same technology just cut drug development time by 30%? Welcome to the new era of medicine, where silicon is doing what biology could not for centuries. Intro. Drug discovery has always been one of the most expensive gambles in human history. For every new medicine that reaches your pharmacy, roughly 10,000 compounds get tested and fail. The average cost to bring a single drug to market is now well over $2 billion, and the entire process takes 10 to 15 years from start to finish. But in the last 12 months, artificial intelligence has begun to rewrite that equation in ways that shock even the researchers building the tools. We are watching the birth of a completely new approach to medicine, one where molecules are designed by neural networks, tested in digital simulations, and only built in a lab after the AI has already predicted they will work. This video covers 5 mind-blowing breakthroughs in AI drug discovery that are happening right now. Segment 1. Let us start with the biggest announcement of the month. Bristol Myers Squibb, one of the world's largest pharmaceutical companies, just purchased an NVIDIA DGX SuperPOD built on the brand new Vera Rubin architecture. This is the first time any life sciences company has bought this system. The cluster combines NVIDIA Vera CPUs with next-generation Rubin GPUs, and it delivers up to 10 times the compute performance per megawatt compared to what BMS was running before. That matters because the company says its existing AI infrastructure was already at 100% capacity. They simply could not run more predictions without more hardware. The new system connects researchers in New Jersey and San Diego into a shared computing environment where scientists can start prediction requests using plain natural language. No coding required. The BMS Chief Research Officer Robert Plensch put it simply, before we could do 10 predictions, now we can do dozens. Segment 2. So how does AI actually discover drugs? The process that BMS calls predict first starts with target identification. AI models trained on millions of scientific papers, genomic datasets, and protein structures scan for biological targets that might be relevant to a disease. Where a human researcher might spend weeks reading literature, the AI produces candidate targets in hours. Then the system generates predictions about which molecular compounds are likely to interact with those targets in beneficial ways. It evaluates thousands of properties simultaneously, including toxicity, absorption, metabolism, and stability. The key insight is that the AI is not trying to find the perfect molecule on the first try. It is trying to exclude the millions of molecules that will fail, so human scientists only synthesize and test the ones with the highest probability of success. BMS says this approach has already reduced manual research work by several weeks per target and is now informing every single small molecule program the company runs. Segment 3. The most striking example of AI-powered drug discovery involves a sickle cell disease treatment. Dr. Robert Plensch told reporters that this experimental treatment probably would not have been discovered without AI tools. The AI examined additional protein targets and potential compounds that human researchers had not considered, and it identified a path forward that traditional methods would have missed. That compound is now in early clinical development. Equally impressive is the timeline compression. BMS reports that AI has already reduced medicine production time for clinical trial candidates by 20 to 30%. Their chief digital officer expects that number could reach 50% in the coming years. Half the time to get a new drug from concept to clinical trials, and that is not speculation about some distant future. That is the roadmap they are executing on right now. Segment 4. Google DeepMind is pursuing a parallel strategy with a different end goal. Their bioresilience program, publicly outlined in July 2026, focuses on using AI to prevent the next pandemic before it starts. The program has quietly built more than 15 partnerships over the past year with organizations including Lawrence Livermore National Laboratory, the TSP Vaccine Coalition, and the UK AI Security Institute. DeepMind's approach has 3 pillars. Prevention, using AI safety techniques to keep biological knowledge out of malicious hands. Detection, using metagenomic sequencing and AlphaFold to identify novel pathogens faster than ever. And response, using AlphaFold 3 to rapidly design broad-spectrum antibodies. Their partnership with Lawrence Livermore is already working on panfilovirus antibodies, which means treatments that could work against Ebola and related viruses simultaneously. The AlphaFold protein structure database, now referenced by more than 10,000 infectious disease publications, has become the foundational infrastructure for AI-driven biology. Segment 5. The broader picture is even more dramatic. NVIDIA's BioNeMo platform, which BMS will have full access to, includes tools for protein structure prediction, molecular generation, docking simulations, sequence analysis, and genomics. This is a full-stack operating system for computational biology, and it is being deployed across the entire pharmaceutical industry. Meanwhile, the AWS GraphRag deployment recently demonstrated an 87% reduction in drug research cycles. Combined, these tools are creating a flywheel effect. Every new drug discovered with AI generates more training data, which makes the models better, which accelerates the next discovery. BMS is already running the system at full capacity before the Vera Rubin cluster even arrives. This is an industry that cannot buy compute fast enough to keep up with demand. And because the system is accessible via natural language, any scientist in the organization can use it without a machine learning PhD. OUTRO. Drug discovery powered by artificial intelligence is not a future technology. It is happening right now in laboratories across the world, cutting years off development timelines and finding treatments that human researchers would never have considered. The numbers speak for themselves. 30% faster production timelines. Dozens of predictions where there used to be 10. A sickle cell treatment that would not exist without AI. If you found this breakdown valuable, hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you do not miss our next deep dive into the technology reshaping our world. The future of medicine is arriving faster than anyone predicted, and you are watching it unfold right here. CTA. Subscribe now and join thousands of viewers who stay ahead of the AI revolution every single day. Your next breakthrough starts with that one click.